All right, if I can have your attention, we will finish our press conference following the Toyota Care 250 here at Richmond International Raceway. We're joined by our winning team, race winner Kevin Harvick, driver of the number 5 Hyde Chevrolet. First victory in 2014, seventh victory and 20th top 10 finish in 25 races here at Richmond. Kevin, talk a little bit about your run out there tonight.
Well, we just had a good weekend altogether. We've had a lot of good weekends, and tonight we were just able to finish it off. And everybody's just doing a great job. The cars are running fast, and everybody's communicating well and doing what they have to do to get better every week. So it's been a lot of fun, and racing with Chase is fun. He's just a great kid and drives the heck out of a race car and keeps pushing all of us, whether he knows it or not. He pushes all of us to be better too. So it's just it's a lot of fun to see this whole thing to come together. And it's still kind of strange sitting up here with him, as and in victory lane, and just we talked about a lot of things going in the year, and you want them all to come together, but I don't think anybody knew they'd come together like they have, and it's been just a lot of fun to be a part of.
Also joining us, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Talk a little bit about how you feel tonight. This is your 4th win as a team for 2014, tying your organization's best. Talk a little bit about what that means to you sitting here tonight.
Yeah, we're just really blown away by the performance. Grateful for Kevin to be a part of our team, and to bring Ernie in. It's been great. It's really just driven the company in a good direction. Kevin's as owner in the past has a lot of great ideas. He's really influenced our company in a lot of positive ways, and they did a great job this weekend and obviously tonight to win the race. But all the performance on all the cars is a direct reflection of everybody that works there, and Kevin as a driver and an owner in the past has been a good influence as well. So it's working good. Hopefully we can keep it going. I think we can get even better and continue to get stronger. So this is a good thing.
Also joining us, crew chief Ernie Cope. Purely a dominant effect on this race tonight with your race team. Talk a little bit about that and your strategy.
Tonight was the first night in the last 2 races we had the car off the splitter, and that's kind of cost us the last 2 races. And we got a little aggressive with it, and everything's going so good right now, and just the communication between all the teams, and as hard as everybody's working, and we're not done. We're going to keep digging.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. We'll start in the back with Holly.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. Dale, this question is for you. What has this season been like for you personally to be having so much success as a driver on the Cup side and have all of this really working and melding together so well as a team owner on the Nationwide Series? Can you just maybe tell us what it's like to be you right now?
Yeah. I'm not used to having things this good on the ownership side, and I'm not used to being in the hunt for winning races week in, week out. So I was standing there tonight as we were leading there about halfway through the race thinking about how I probably wasn't appreciating exactly what we were accomplishing and how well the company's doing, just because it's just so overwhelming, and that I won't really realize what we have been able to do in the last 10 years and how far we've came until maybe years down the road to truly realize and appreciate it. But it's really astonishing, and just I feel lucky and feel blessed, and it's, we get to work with such great people. We've made some major changes in the last 2 years and brought in a real huge influx of individuals that have made a big difference in our company, and our strength with and relationship with HMS is really improved, and it brings so many resources to us, and we want to be an asset to them as well. And I think that's actually happening now, to where we're not leaning on them as much as it's more of a partnership. So everything's really working well. We can continue to improve, and but it's really good this year, and a lot of great things happening on the ownership side.
Additional questions? Okay, we'll take up here from Dustin, then go back to Mike.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Kevin, can you talk about the challenge that the tires presented and how you had to handle that, and how much might that impact things tomorrow night?
Yeah, the tires were fine until you got about I don't know how many laps we ran that long run on our car, but about 3 laps from the end of that run when we finally pitted, it just wouldn't turn anymore. So I assumed that it was just out of rubber on the tire. But
Yeah, when he asked me how many more laps to pit, and it was a lap and a half later, we had it down a cord.
you
so
could feel it.
He knew something was happening.
You could feel it starting to not go, and it just you just got to manage it the best that you can, and I think that the looser that you can run your car, the better off you're going to be. But it's still balanced because you got to be able to get up off the corner, and the Cup cars create a much bigger challenge off the corner than the Nationwide cars do, just because of all the power. So it's not a bad thing to have to manage the tires. I think that obviously our car ran, almost 90 laps on a set of tires, so it's not impossible to manage a set of tires. You just got to be conservative on cambers and air pressures and all the things that go with it.
Okay, we'll take our next question in the middle from Mike, then go back to Chris.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. Kevin, you talk about managing the tires. There were a couple different runs there where you pulled away a little bit, and then Chase kind of got close to you, and then you pulled back away. Was that just a matter of you were only running as hard as you had to, and then once he got close, you kind of distanced yourself?
Well, the run that Chase challenged us the most, we went to loosen our car up, and the adjustments that we made actually tightened the car up. So, we kind of got to the end of the road on those adjustments that we were making, and it just kind of went the other way. So we put those adjustments back and went to a different jack bolt, and that really woke the car up the last run. But Chase does a good job. I mean, especially on the restarts and the way that he lets the car roll and the things that he does. He's really good on the restarts through the center of the corner. And, the way I was driving my car was a real shallow entry and to the bottom, and he was a really big arc, and I had to kind of adjust what I was doing because otherwise I was going to get passed on the outside getting into turn 1 on the restarts and through the next couple laps. So I had to adjust my line, and then that line didn't work, so we had to adjust our car to get that line to work. So it was definitely a few adjustments during the race, but all in all, I mean, I ran as hard as I could run every lap.
Okay, we'll take our next question in the back from Chris.
Chris Knight, CatchFence.com. Junior, can you talk about winning 50% of the races thus far in 2014? Did 4 wins, 3 different drivers? Did you really? I mean, I know you anticipated to be strong and win the season, but did you expect to be that strong out of the box? And who's driving the number 5 at Talladega next week?
Casey's driving it. Oh.
This is also your first 1-2 finish as an organization as well.
Yeah. I didn't anticipate us being stronger than the competition. I guess we were going to get better. We knew that we were going to elevate and start to compete for wins, but we really didn't anticipate at this point being the team that appears to be the strongest at this point. So that's a little more than I anticipated or expected from our company, but I knew with Ernie coming in and Kevin being a part of it and the advances we made over the last year, that definitely things were going to get better. I thought it would take a little bit longer for things to the performance start to appear, the bodies, the things we can learn on the bodies and improve there, and just trying to put together better race cars. I thought that would take a little bit more time, but it appears that we're kind of ahead of what I thought the schedule would be, and we'll just see how it goes. Things cycle in this sport, and people, the garage is always learning, and they're not all going to be as easy as this one looked tonight.
That's a good thing. The kid is just, he expects to win every race, and that's no joke. And I think that's probably the part that we all underestimated is how good that Greg and Chase's team would be, and there's a lot that goes into that, and there's just so many pieces to the puzzle that make this whole thing that has made it get better, and you see all the pieces and the people and the things it's a small group of people. It's not like a cup team. I mean, it's very much a nationwide team with a group of people with resources, but you still have to have the time and the energy to use those resources. But they do a great job of balancing what Ernie does, what Greg does, what Ryan does, and then you have Bummy in the shop, and everybody. It takes everybody to make it go around, and everybody's pulling their weight. But I told Chase in Victory Lane, I said, you can't, in this sport you're not going to win all the races, but he wants to know why and what he needs to do to get better. But he's been here before, but he's never raced anything like this before. He said he felt like he was not moving through the center of the corner all week, and he's like, this is just abnormal. And I talked to Chase a lot, and he's just like, this is not normal how slow you're going through the corner. It's backwards from everything I've ever learned in racing, how slow you go through the center of the corner, but it's just Richmond. And he adapts very well and does a very good job and gives very good feedback, and it doesn't take him long to pick up on things. So in the end, it's our job to help make sure that his learning curve is not very steep, but it's our job as the 5 car, and his job and my job and Casey's job to make sure that we help accelerate that for him and Regan to help them race for this championship and help minimize the mistakes and things and the learning curve so that they can do what they need to do to be in the right spot at the end of the year to win the championship.
Any final questions? Go ahead.
Hey, Kevin. David Halstead with Richmond Suburban Newspapers. How do you plan to use the momentum from tonight's race going into tomorrow's race, given you only have 18 hours before the race?
I'm probably split that in half and sleep 9 of them. And then I don't know what I'll do for the other 9. So I got plenty of time on my hands. So I say I'll sleep 9 hours, but it'll probably only come up to about 4. But really nothing different. I mean, just go and get some rest and, get something to eat and go to bed. Nothing special.
All right, Mike, did you have a follow-up?
MikeNetFrontStretch.com. Again, Ernie, you've had different drivers in the 5. Do they have a similar style, and does that help you out, or is there a diverse style and you have to adjust how you set the car up, and what challenge does that present for you?
Yeah. So far, haven't done anything different. Did the same thing to Dale at Las Vegas that happened at Darlington. We had the best car on Friday and got a little aggressive with the splitter and messed up his race for him. But it's all part of the learning curve, and they're both fast. I mean, it's been good. It's like I said, like to say what Dale said there about we thought we were going to be pretty strong, but it's going better than I think all of us expected right now.
Chase currently leads the points by 19 over Regan, too, so pretty good night for your whole team. Congratulations to each of you. Good luck tomorrow, Kevin.
Thank you,
guys.